Yo, I want to talk about synchronicities today. Yeah, I got my glasses on today, not to look super cool, but because it's really sunny on this beautiful spring day in Brighton. Summer's coming, look, nice field, I'm chilling. So, synchronicities, yeah, the reason why I started doing these videos, I've been thinking about doing them for a long time. I've got a lot to say, I've always had a lot to say, but now I'm educated. So, I research all the time, I study things, I back up my facts. So what I say, I can back up, and I will always do that. So know that if you quote my stuff, know that I know what I'm talking about. And I research this stuff. So it's not just a theory, I've got evidence with it. So synchronicities. What are synchronicities? Carl Jung, one of my greatest teachers, the great Swiss psychologist and mystic, not just a psychologist, a mystic, very into the spiritual side of everything. So he had spiritual stuff and science going on together, which is the future. They can go together. So synchronicities. He said, I'm going to paraphrase if I can't remember it. Synchronicities are ever present for those that have eyes to see. So they're going on all the time. It's just if you don't know about them, you don't see them. So synchronicity. So when I did my first video the other day about the Nipsey Hussle thing, as I was thinking about putting it on YouTube, this little seed flew through the window and landed on my leg, like from a tree. And so I knew that was the universe telling me, drop some seeds, you know, like, because I didn't know how to do these videos. Do I do them on a massive level? Do I put loads of pictures? It's all complicated. I'm not brilliant with technology, and that stresses me out. So, but what I'm good at is speaking my thoughts and what I know. So I just thought, yeah, that's what I've got to do. I've got to drop seeds. That's the universe telling me that. So that's a synchronicity. If you don't believe that's fine, but I can give you endless amounts of evidence to show you what a synchronicity is. Now, when I woke up 10 years ago, and it was literally like 10 years ago, literally April 10 years ago, I went through my profound awakening. And one day I'll talk about that, but not yet. But basically, the first serious one that I had was I was sitting in a pub in Brighton, as I like to do. And, observing, because I'm a psychologist, even though I'm not trained. I've got 2 years of psychology degree that I bailed out of because of the system. But like I consider myself a psychologist, and I've always been like that. Psychoanalyzing, but I don't ever charge a fee is a lyric that I put in Coffee Break from Sons of the Tribe years ago. So I've always psychoanalyzed, and I observe people. I watch things. I watch how people work. I watch how it all works. That's one of my gifts. So I see, like, I was standing at the bar, and this guy just come up to me, and a Geordie guy, and he went, "All right, mate." Obviously, he was a Geordie. "All right, mate." That's not Geordie, is it? So I'm not going to do his accent. All right, mate. He's like, "I knew I had to come and speak to you." I was like, oh, okay. So the first thing I said was, all right, mate, I'm not gay, all right? I didn't think he was gay, but I just thought I'm putting that out there. It is Brighton. I wasn't in a gay pub, but like, you know. And he goes, no. He goes, like, I'm sitting there and I just know I had to come and speak to you. And all right, okay. So I'm starting to like look at him and think, yeah. And he's going, these people, they don't understand in here. They don't understand. And I was like, they're not awake. And I was like, right, okay. So I was starting to get this, like, and by this point, I wasn't awake to the system. I was just awakened to a spiritual thing, something bigger going on in the universe that was bigger than just me and everyone around, you know, something bigger. And so he's going, yeah, these people don't understand. Anyway, he was about 50. And it turns out he'd been through the first Gulf War. And he'd suffered really bad with PTSD. I always get that wrong because that's my dyslexic thing. I can never remember the letters. But he'd gone through hell, basically. And he didn't want to talk about it. He just shut me down with that. He's like, no, he ain't talking about that. So obviously he'd seen some real shit in the first Gulf War. And he drive trucks now for a living. But he was in, he said he knew he had to come to Brighton. And he knew he had to come to this pub. And so it was to meet me, you know, so that was my first synchronicity. So we chatted for half an hour. We discussed stuff. As I said, he was going, people don't understand. They're not awake. And then he went, anyway, I'm going to go off to another pub and be normal. I went, all right, mate. Cool. Nice to meet you. See you later. I can't remember his name. Never see or meet him again. Or maybe I will, but, you know, I've never seen him since. That was 10 years ago. That was my first proper synchronicity. So this guy knew he had to come to Brighton to sit in that pub and meet me. Now I've had the same thing. I've been other places, and I know I have to be places, like, and I don't sort of go, I've got to go there, I've got to do that. I just feel it. I feel I've got to go there, I've got to be there, I've got to do that. And if you speak to other people that have awakened to something bigger than just themselves, this is a common thing, you know, synchronicities. Like, and if you tune in and listen carefully, listen. As Bob Marley said, there's a natural mystic flowing through the air. If you listen carefully, you will hear. It's true. That is the truth. So that was my first major synchronicity. And I've had endless amounts of synchronicities. I have them all the time, constantly. And obviously, sometimes you don't even see them. But they're going on for you, for everybody, if you have eyes to see. So I thought I'd just drop that. So I'm going to start doing more and more videos from now on and spilling my wisdom and knowledge that I've been gaining over my 10 years of my awakening. And yeah, hopefully you'll learn stuff from them. So yeah, stay woke. Peace.